Okay, one more addition now. This is kind of like part 3.5, but it's marrying a technique that we've used in the past that we have a lot of people do, and they say it makes such a difference because it's no equipment necessary. You could do it anytime, any place, and it addresses the upper body postural issues. You know, we can do a lot with a stand-up desk to stave off the hip flexor tightness that causes everything down here to get tight. We can do a lot with a stand-up desk and just by moving more. But even with a stand-up desk, you still fall victim to these pitfalls, right? These pitfalls are coming in like this, I'm sitting here like this, I'm coming forward like this, you know? So, one way to counter that, double back and check out the shoulder, the posterior poles we talked about, because that's going to strengthen the backside to help stave off that and keep you in a position like this as a default, more default tone as we spoke about in the past. The flip side to that would just be to lengthen that stuff. Again, we do stuff like that all the time in here with techniques like ART. When we release the pec minor, when we release the subscapularis, all those ones that become over hyper-contracted going forward. There was a technique we talked about in the past that we've been giving out for a few years now called the YTWL. Double back and check that one out. That's just resetting. I'm going to Y. Each time I go down and progress, I'm pinching my shoulder blades more and more. I'm pinching my shoulder blades more and more with each movement. You see this is a W now, and then I'm down to the L. From the side, that's what it looks like. Y, T, W, L. And each time I'm squeezing tighter and tighter each time. Again, making sure my chin is tucked, my ears in line with the shoulders. But let's add on, let's marry this. More bang for your buck, advanced movement, really putting it all together. The half moon lunge. We're going to stop right before we go to the half moon. So it's a controlled lunge and then going into the YTWL. So we're countering the anterior dominance of the lower half of the body and the upper half of the body. So let's do it. And again, we're doing it in both parts, not just by passively stretching or passively holding something against the wall, or I'm doing the old school quad stretch or something like this. We're engaging the opposite side muscles, the posterior chain muscles, the extensors up top with the rhomboids and the teres major, infraspinatus, and we're also engaging the glute. So again, reciprocal inhibition by turning those muscles on. It looks like a stretch and a pose, but we're actually flexing. We're actually turning those muscles on. By turning those on, it relaxes the front side shoulder muscles, allowing you to fall back, perpetuating good posture. It relaxes the hip flexors, allowing you to stand up straight and not be pulled down all throughout the day. So let's go. Step 1 through 3, make sure you review it. You can even go step 1 through 2 on the lunge, the half moon lunge, before we get to this, because we're going to not go into the half moon here. We're just going to get into our lunge. Once I'm in my lunge, I've gone through my checklist. Here we go. I'm going to start just like we did, going straight up, and I'm going to think about elongating my spine and reaching for the ceiling. They say in meditation oftentimes like there's a string in the top of my head just pulling me up. Just picture that. Visualize that. It's not woo-woo. It works. Just visualize it. Your body. You're decompressing your spine already. Good. I'm in this position. I went through my checklist, so I'm stable. I'm not falling all over the place. And let's go into the YTWL. So while I'm here, Y as I'm pinching. Making sure my you caught me falling out. Making sure my chin is tucked, my ears over my shoulder. T as I'm holding and I'm pinching those shoulder blades together. Now I'm going down into W. Again, keeping everything in check. Down to L. Now my shoulders are down and coming back, where we really want to emphasize getting them. This whole time, my glute back here is firing. The whole time, my short foot activation on my right foot is there, so I'm stable, balanced, and I'm holding that. And you can go through this. Here we go. Y, T, W, L. Pinch it all the way down and squeeze it back. Hold it. Flip positions of the leg and go through your reps again. That's the YTWL plus a strong, balanced, stable lunge to counter that anterior dominance. We're stacking moves on top of each other. We're using our brain and creating our own to make the most efficient moves possible to counteract some of the ills of our modern life and make you a stronger, more efficient mover for as long as you want. Movement, strength, stability, pain-free, on your terms. You call the shots.